Or what? Alright, today I'm going to be taking a look at Invincible Volume 13, Growing Pains, and this is part of the Invincible Standard Trade paperbacks. So yeah, yesterday it was October the 10th, 2025, and at 10:30 p.m. UK time, they showed a live stream of the Invincible panel at New York Comic Con, and they showed the Season 4 teaser trailer. They revealed a look at Frag, and they revealed the voice actor for Frag, who was Lee Pace. And Lee Pace is the one who plays Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy, which is pretty cool. And they also done like a Q&A and stuff. So yeah, I thought, why not show you Volume 13 now? Because this is basically, I think, where Season 4 is going to start. So yeah. And also on the Season 4 teaser trailer, they've done that recurring theme that they do with the teaser trailers, where Mark sits down in Bergamot with someone, and they just start talking. And for the Season 4 teaser trailer, it was Mark talking to Eve, but obviously Bergamot's like destroyed from, you know, the fight with Conquest and stuff. So yeah, and also Mark wears like the cast on his arms and leg that were made from robot, and you'll see that in this volume right here. So yeah, let's take a look at Invincible Volume 13, Growing Pains. At the top there we have Kirkman, Walker, Otley, Rathburn, Placencia, Invincible title, Mark in the middle there with some Sequids in the background, Eve on the right, Nolan and Alan the Alien on the left. Volume 13, Growing Pains. He's a Spy, Image, Invincible, Growing Pains, Kirkman, Walker, Otley, Rathburn, Placencia, number 13. And here is the back. I love this back right here with Nolan and Alan floating in space with the planets and that in the background. Superhero. In the aftermath of his battle with Conquest, Invincible and his world are left in ruins. He's faced with questions he doesn't know how to answer about his future as a hero and what is needed to actually protect the people of Earth. Meanwhile, deep in space, Nolan and Alan the Alien are making preparations for the impending Viltrumite War. This volume collects issues 66 to 70 of the Eisner nominated series, plus Invincible returns 1. So let's open this up. Alright, by the way, spoilers, so watch out. So we have Mark and Oliver on the left there. Image Comics presents Invincible, Growing Pains. So yeah, here we have Invincible and Dinosaurus. And you see right here, Mark's wearing the casts on his arms and leg right there, made by robot. And you see that in the Invincible Season 4 teaser trailer, created by Robert Kirkman and Corey Walker. Image. And there we have Russ Livingston being a host for the Sequids, with the credentials on the right there. Chapter 1. Alright, so yeah, this is where Nolan's talking to Alan about the Viltrumites. I love how he explains here how the Viltrumites were trying to get rid of the weak, so it was like basically a battle of survival of the fittest. So the Viltrumites were just left with like the strongest warriors. And here we have a look at the virus getting made and how the virus had an effect on the Viltrumites, making them weak. And what's cool is you see Conquest right here with the Ragnars, one of the Ragnars biting off Conquest's arm. So you learn how he lost his arm, which is pretty cool, and why he wears a gauntlet. I hope we get to see that in like Season 4, like a cool flashback. And here we have like the Viltrumites who ended up dying, just getting tossed off outer space. And there you have the fallen Viltrumites, just flung out into space. And what I think's badass is how like you see the ring that's surrounding Viltrum, and it's basically made up of the fallen Viltrumites. So it's like a monument of the fallen Viltrumites. How sick is that? But yeah, so Alan and Nolan go to Telescria, and you see right here, Nolan meets uh, Alan's girlfriend, and she ends up shooting off Nolan's clothes. But yeah, Nolan ends up meeting Fadis, and Fadis reveals to Nolan how he's also a Viltrumite, and he went against the Viltrumites. But yeah, Fadis ends up sending Nolan and Alan on a quest to, you know, retrieve some things that'll help him for the Viltrumite War. So yeah, you'll see Nolan and Alan just going on some missions together, and this is where they find Space Racer. As you can see right here, there he is with his weapon. I love this cover right here. Nolan and Alan just fighting the Ragnars. So yeah, this is where Alan and Nolan are just fighting Space Racer. And yeah, this is where they're taken back to Telescria to meet Fadis. So yeah, this is where Space Racer's getting like a medical checkup and that. And as you can see right there, Nolan's getting annoyed with Alan making too much noise. And yeah, and this is where they both go to try and retrieve some Ragnars, and then the mission ends up getting messed up by these guys right here, and then Nolan ends up getting angry at him. Yeah, he basically says he'll end up ripping the ship in half because of the guys that end up, you know, messing up the mission for him. And then yeah, they end up going to meet Fadis again, and then going back out to do some more missions to gather some more items and stuff. Nolan getting annoyed again with Alan making too much noise. His girlfriend. Oh, and this is where Fadis shows Nolan the improved strain of the virus. And this is where we see Dinosaurus fighting Mark. So yeah, Mark's wearing his cast on his leg and arms that you see in the season 4 teaser trailer. So yeah, we're bound to see Mark fighting Dinosaurus in season 4. So yeah, whilst they're battling it out, yeah, Dinosaurus ends up turning into like a kid. So yeah, this kid ends up turning into like Dinosaurus, but it's like he can't really control it. And right here, Mark gets like proper angry, and the Guardians of the Globe come, and even robots like, you know, Invincible, what were you gonna do to him? And Mark's just there like giving an expression like, I don't really know what I was gonna do, because you know Mark's like literally getting way too aggressive right here. And here he is on the roof talking to Eve. I love those little moments. Oh, and this is where Mark has dinner with Eve and her parents, and Mark has like a talk with Eve's dad. Yeah, and Mark's like, what the hell have I just uh talked about with Eve's dad? And yeah, this is where Mark and Eve are on some business stuff, and they end up meeting Oliver with his new suit. I love that new suit, the black and red. Oh, again, this is where Conquest ends up escaping. He ends up flying out into space, looking absolutely terrifying right here. So yeah, that's what his arm looks like without the gauntlet. Cecil even knows he's messed up badly. And this is where we see the Sequids. And this is where we also learn that Eve's pregnant. And yeah, I think that's why her powers end up getting like affected and end up not working properly. Chapter 4. So yeah, this is where we see Universa. And Universa comes to Earth to try and drain Earth of its resources. And here we have Russ Livingston, who was a host of the Sequids. So yeah, so basically these two events happen at the same time. We have Universa come to Earth to like drain Earth of its resources. And we also have like the Sequids attacking as well. So yeah, Mark and Eve end up getting a call, so them two go to try and fight Universa, as you can see right here. And the Guardians of the Globe go to try and sort out the Sequids. So yeah, these two events are happening at the same time, as you can see on these panels right here. Can't wait to see this in season 4. But yeah, what ends up happening is Mark and Eve end up taking out Universa, and then they end up going to help out the Guardians of the Globe fight off Russ Livingston, who's the host of the Sequids. Because like he's literally destroying the Guardians of the Globe right now. I love this cover right here, by the way, because it's like it shows like the pure aggression of Mark right here, attacking the Sequids. It's pretty cool. I love the expression of Russ Livingston's face right here, looking pretty threatening. Alright, so yeah, this is where Mark gets teleported from Cecil to the Guardians of the Globe's location and Russ Livingston's location. So yeah, and I love what he does right here, because this is what Conquest does to Eve's bubble shield, where he shatters it. It's like what the Incredible Hulk does as well on the Incredible Hulk movie. Ed Norton's Hulk. God, he's the best Hulk, by the way, in my opinion. But yeah, I love that parallel with what he does right here and what Conquest does. And Conquest shatters Eve's bubble shield. But yeah, you can feel the aggression on the pages right here from Mark. Look at him right there. Yeah, this is where they're trying to work together, Mark and the Guardians of the Globe. But yeah, you can see right here Mark's still struggling. And what ends up happening is Mark just gives up and just kills Russ Livingston. And then he's just like, oh shit, what have I done right here? And then yeah, Mark ends up going to see Cecil and Donald. But yeah, we also see some Oliver right here with April. And Robot right here taking a shower. And yeah, the Sequid ends up coming out of his mouth. Oh, it's so gross that. But yeah, he ends up just like stepping on it and just killing it. Oh yeah, before Mark goes to see Donald and Cecil, he's just talking to Eve right here. Just basically talking about how he's like losing control and stuff. Yeah, this is where Cecil comes. He wants to have a chat with Mark. And I think this is the Invincible Returns issue right here. So yeah, this is where Mark's just talking to Cecil. Cecil's just basically saying to him how listen, he's like literally scared of Mark because Mark can get like out of control sometimes and angry. But yeah, this is just where Mark and Cecil are just chatting about uh Mark's actions and how you know dear Sinclair how he was once a bad guy but now he's like turned like to someone who's like being useful now and like putting his work into good use, and they're not using like live reanimen, well live people, they're using like corpses for the reanimen instead of live subjects. Oh yeah, and you got like the Invincible reanimen right there, the Invincible variant reanimen, and D.A. Sinclair's trying to like hide them from Mark. And then this is where Donald comes in to say there's like a situation and could Mark help him out. And this is where Donald's like saying, listen, I don't like how we're manipulating Mark here and how we're not telling Mark about Conquest still being alive. And yeah, this is where we see Conquest meet Krieg and Thrag. Oh, no, so this right here. But yeah, this is where we see Thrag. Oh my god. Who's going to be voiced by Lee Pace. But yeah, this is where Thrag's basically saying there's like people who are trying to retrieve Nolan's son, aka Mark. And I think that's basically Nolan and Alan. And Frag's basically saying, I want you to literally kill him and not toy with him because Conquest was saying earlier that he underestimated Mark and how he was just toying with him. But yeah. And then we see some William and Eve, and William's just like, sorry, Eve's just chatting to William, explaining how she's pregnant. Then we have some Oliver and Debbie just chatting. So you get to see some Titan right here. You get to see like Terror Tyrant and Magmaniac and stuff fighting the dragon. Get to see some Isotope too. So yeah, Mark's here like, so you're trying to fight like old people now, and he's talking about what's his name, Mr. Lou, I think his name is, who was basically the one who is who's controlling the dragon. But yeah, here's where Cecil comes in and Mark just like lets Titan go and just flies away. And yeah, this is where Mark goes to see Art. I like these talks that they have as well. But yeah, this is where Mark's like saying how the blue suit's like a curse, and then we see the return of the yellow suit with like some improvements. This is where he goes to see Eve talking on the rooftop again, and then we see Alan and Nolan come to finally meet Mark. The time for war is upon us. Oh man, goosebumps. Love the sun in the background. And this is where Mark's going on a date with Eve, and he's just explaining about the stuff that's been going on. And I think, yeah, this is Corey Walker's art right here. So yeah, he's talking about Anissa right here, and he also talks about Conquest 2. But yeah, Mark is basically saying now he doesn't know how long he's going to be gone for. So yeah, this is all happening before he goes off to fight in the Viltrumite War. And yeah, so that is the end of this volume right here. But we do have some extras on the back. Remember, for the standard trade paperbacks, there are extras on the back. Whereas the new editions of the trade paperbacks don't have any extras on the back. And then we have more great books from Robert Kirkman and Image Comics. So yeah, this image right here is from Volume 5 of the Ultimate Collection. And there is the end of Volume 13 of the Invincible standard trade paperbacks. And now I'm gonna do like some size comparison with some of the other editions I've got from Invincible. Alright, so here's like a size comparison with some of the editions that I've got. So right here on my left, we've got the slipcase of Volume 3 of the Library edition of Invincible. Then we have the actual volume itself. So the issues that are in Volume 13 of the standard trade paperback of Invincible are in Volume 3 of the Library edition of Invincible. Here we have Volume 6 of the Ultimate Collection. Again, the issues that are in Volume 13 of the standard trade paperbacks for Invincible in Volume 6 of the Ultimate Collection. Here is the Invincible Universe Compendium. I don't have the three main compendiums that that tell the main storyline of Invincible, but I believe it's Volume 2 of the Invincible compendiums that have the issues that are contained in Volume 13 of the standard trade paperback of Invincible. Then obviously we have Invincible Volume 13 itself right there. Then we have one of the issues of Invincible, but it's not one of the issues that are in Volume 13. I've just got issue 61 right here just for the size comparison, and also it's one badass looking issue. And remember, these three are the same size right here: the compendium, the standard trade paperback, and the issue itself. And here is the new edition of the trade paperback for Invincible Volume 11. I think Volume 12 of the new edition of the trade paperbacks are the ones. Is the one that's going to have the same issues as Volume 13 of the standard trade paperbacks. So yeah. So that is your size comparison right there. But yeah, I really can't wait for the new edition of Volume 12 to come out. God, that's going to be so sick. Alright, so here we've got the standard trade paperback of Invincible Volume 13 right here. We have Volume 6 of the Ultimate Collection right there. and we have volume 3 of the library edition right here. And I've opened it up to the same page so we can have like a little comparison of what it looks like for each book. I would have had the new edition version of this, but obviously it's not out yet, so I can't really do a comparison with that either. But yeah, so here is volume 13 of the standard trade paperback right here. That's what it looks like. And you can tell how glossy the pages are with how the light reflects off the page. Then you've got the volume 6 of the Ultimate Collection right here. And then you have volume 3 of the library edition. Alright, and it is kind of awkward how I'm holding this phone because I have to hold this library edition book so it doesn't close up on me. But yeah, I think the light reflects the most on let me think. I'd say it's out of the library edition and the standard trade paperback. Alright. Obviously I do prefer the library edition just because like of its size, and yeah, the page quality is still amazing. But yeah, the quality is still amazing on the standard trade paperback and the Ultimate Collection. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a look at what it looks like for the volume 13 standard trade paperback, volume 3 of the library edition, and volume 6 of the Ultimate Collection. Alright, so that has been a look at Invincible volume 13 of the standard trade paperbacks from Invincible. Let me know if you're hyped for season 4 of Invincible. Let me know if you also saw that Invincible panel from New York Comic Con. And also let me know if you saw the season 4 teaser trailer. God, I really can't wait, because we're probably gonna get the Viltrumite war as well. Oh my god, like the things that are about to come are just gonna be so good. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be just next level badassery, and I really can't wait for it. And yeah, so that has been the look at Invincible volume 13 of the standard trade paperbacks of Invincible. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, because I will show the other volumes as well in the future. And yeah, take care.